welcome back. Joining us now on our Road to Tampa special is former Mizzou football coach Gary Pinkel. Coach, have you ever felt so connected to a Super Bowl before?
It's I know Andy Reid real well, and obviously with Andy Hill on there and so on and so forth. We have a couple other Mizzou guys. It's you're really connected, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. I can be a fan now. I never had time to be a fan, so real excited for them, and it's going to be a great game, I think.
Well, I know last year we got to talk together in Miami. This year, what are your Super Bowl plans?
Well, what I plan on doing is just kind of watching it by myself, or me with my wife and a few other people. I don't like 15 people around screaming and yelling. Because you know why? For me, unfortunately, maybe fortunately, I know what it is, but to me, it's like so I'm on the sidelines, and I'm getting down distance, field position, formationing, all the different things, personnel sets, and I'm kind of looking at all that stuff, and everybody around me. One thing I found out too is the more people you got around, the more they all think they're right. Most of them don't. Most of them have a clue what they're talking about, but they think they do, and that's what makes it difficult.
I'm probably one of those included. At least I'm willing to admit I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. With Andy Hill, let's start with him. How big of a Chiefs fan is Andy Hill?
Well, he's born in Kansas City. He recruited there for 23 years or so. I'm not sure what it was. He was with me for 15 years. So he was a great coach. Did some special team work there with us too. But certainly was a great, receiver coach, and then moved to quarterbacks and did a lot of good things. And it's interesting because Andy Reid there are hundreds and hundreds of qualified people out there, really, really qualified. And he could have went anywhere in the country to get somebody, and he goes to Andy Hill. Dave Tobe, who handles all that, and he works with Dave Tobe on special teams. He's a Mizzou guy too. He's got Mizzou blood in him. They work together, but they chose Andy Hill, and Andy was a great recruiter. I think he's a great teammate, meaning you're part of the team, whether you're a coach or a player, you take you understand the responsibility and accountability that you have to have, and you also how you treat people and respectfully, and Andy does all those things.
What do you think it would mean to Andy Hill to win a Super Bowl, especially after 24 years coaching at Mizzou and now in his first year getting to coach under a former Mizzou assistant? Yeah,
and he gets one of those rings, and those are hard to get. I think it's awesome. Andy's been very fortunate too. Most college coaches move around 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 times. That's not uncommon. He basically has been, as a coach, he's been in Columbia, and now he goes back to his hometown in Kansas City. So, you're right. There's no bigger fan.
Well, on the other side of the field, you got your former quarterback, Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine was really gifted. Is really gifted. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's certainly so difficult to get on the, to make a team, let alone stay in it 10 or 12 years. But for us, with Brad Smith, with Chase Daniel, and with himself, James Franklin's in the Canadian Football League. Matty Mock played a little bit, and then Drew Lock was the last quarterback we recruited. There's reasons why you win games, and the quarterback position is one of them. So he's learned a lot of stuff behind Brady. I'm a big Brady fan just because I coach quarterbacks and I'm an offensive guy for all these years. And just to all the folks out there paying attention here a little bit, if you make it 1 year in the NFL, do you know how hard that is to do, let alone staying in 10 years, starting 4 or 5 or 6 years and doing the great things that he's done. So he's got nothing to be ashamed of. He's had a great career, and we're certainly, all the Mizzou people, are real proud of him.
Well, let's get to the game itself. Super Bowl 55, Bucs and Chiefs. Kansas City has to do what in order to win its second straight Lombardi Trophy?
Well, I think you always look at turnovers in games. That's, especially in games like this, that, the critical turnovers can decide games. But, I look at the offensive line, the injuries they've had, that great player from Canada that you chose as you become a surgeon. It's a tremendous story, but they lose a great player this past week, and now they're going to move their right tackle to left tackle, their right guard to right tackle, and they do as good a job coaching as anybody, and those guys will but that's going to be something, because they're going to want to put pressure on without playing man coverage, and to be able to do that, your front people have got to get through the offensive line to get the quarterback. So I think that's going to be a critical spot, in my opinion, on that whole thing. And then at the end of the day, can you contain Mahomes? And I don't know if you can do that or not. But I think those are in establishing a running game. We had a couple of great running backs there too. Anytime you got a guy named Brady back there playing quarterback, I would be hesitant to be starting throwing out too many things that they're not really good enough to play or to beat the Chiefs. They're good enough to beat anybody. But I'm a Chiefs fan, and I think we got more talent. But at the end of the day, you got to go do it.
Game prediction. Do you think the Chiefs are going to win?
Oh yeah, I guess. Even if I didn't, I would say that. No, of course, I want the Chiefs to win. I think they. I mean, I'm such a big fan of that organization, top to bottom, and I just and the fans are so awesome, and I'm a fan now, so it's been exciting for me, and let's we hope we come away with a big win. If
Coach Reed wins a second Super Bowl and he calls you up to join the staff next year, what do you say?
I'm gonna tell him no, but I'm the president of GP May Foundation to help kids, and that's what I'm doing. I'm really, really enjoying it, but I would certainly thank him, but I might think about it.
All right, Coach Pinkel, thanks so much. Enjoy the game, and we'll be right back.
Go Chiefs.